Welcome to our podcast discussion entitled Global South, Globalization and Regionalization. In this episode, we will explore how countries around the world became more connected through globalization, understand the meaning of the Global South and the North-South divide, and discuss how colonialism, regional cooperation, and economic development shaped today's global society. Together with my guests, Jessa and Neljen, we will examine the experiences of Latin America and Asia, the importance of regional organizations like ASEAN, and the challenges and benefits brought by globalization in the modern world. Guys, have you noticed how connected the world is now compared before? Like almost everything we use came from different countries.
Yes, exactly. Even the clothes we wear, the food we eat, and the clothes we are using right now are connected all throughout the different parts of the world.
Yes, you're right. And then social media also makes countries more connected. A trend in Korea can suddenly become more popular here in the Philippines overnight.
Exactly! That connection between countries is related to globalization, which is also connected to our topic about the global south and regionalism.
Yes. Speaking of Global South, before, I honestly believe that the term Global South refers to the countries located in the southern part of the world.
Same, but it's actually more about economic and political condition rather than geography.
Right. The global south usually refers to developing countries in Africa, Latin America, Asia, and especially the Middle East.
These countries often experience poverty, lower industrial development, unemployment, what else?
Lack of technology.
Yeah, lack of technology compared to the developed countries.
Yeah. For example, countries like Philippines, India, Indonesia, and many African nations are considered part of global south.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, countries like the United States, Canada, Germany, and Japan are part of the global north because they are more industrialized, and economically powerful.
Yeah, and you know what's more interesting here is that some countries located in the southern hemisphere are still considered as part of the global north.
Like Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah,
So the terms global north and global south are not really about direction in the map.
exactly. They focus more on development, economy, quality of life, and access to resources.
Wait. The lesson also mentioned the north-south divide.
Yeah.
Precisely. That's the socio-economic gap between wealthy countries and poor countries, right?
Yes, according to studies, the global north controls most of the world's wealth and industries.
Well, the global south has a larger population but less access to income and resources.
That explains why many countries in the south still struggling with healthcare, education, and infrastructure.
Yes, for example, developed countries usually have a vast hospital, stronger, what do you call this?
Transportation.
Transportation system, and better education opportunities.
Meanwhile, many developing countries still struggle with poverty and lack of jobs.
Oops. But the divide is slowly changing because some countries in the global south are improving economically.
Yes, let's have China as an example. Before, China is considered as economically weak, but now it is considered as one of the world's strongest economy.
And India is also improving because of what do you call this one? Technological industries and business outsourcing.
That one.
But before the term global south became popular, people usually use the term third world.
Yes, especially during the Cold War period.
And the world was divided into three groups.
The first world referred to the capitalist and developed countries allied to the United States.
Yes, and the second world are made of countries.
The communist one,
Yeah,
led by the Soviet Union.
That one.
Then, the third world referred to the developing countries that were not strongly connected to either side.
But eventually, scholars realized the classification was confusing.
Yes, because communist countries were poor while others are developed.
And some countries were politically neutral but economically stronger.
That's why the term global south became more accepted.
Yes.
Yes, because it focuses more on economic inequality, colonial history, what else?
And development instead of political alliances.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who created the third world?
Wait. I think it was Alfred Sobek.
Correct.
Exactly, you got a point. Okay, yes, he was a French scholar.
Scholar, yes.
Yes, who created the term in 1952.
Yes, and he compared poor countries to the third estate during the French Revolution.
Yeah.
So the third estate referred to ordinary people who had little power compared to the clergy and nobility.
Yes, in the same way, the third world countries have the political and economic power compared to
To rich nation!
Yeah, rich nations, oh my god.
At that time, many of those countries were still colonized by European powers.
And because of colonialization, many countries were left poor and dependent.
That was so sad.
Yeah. You know what? Colonialism really has a huge impact on the countries. You know what? Colonialism really had a huge impact in the countries in the global south.
And powerful nations controlled weaker countries and used their natural resources. That was so very sad.
Yeah.
For example, our own country, the Philippines, was colonized by Spain, then by the United States.
Because of that, colonization, many countries lost economic control and political independence.
And even after independence, many countries still struggle because their economics depended heavily on foreign powers.
That's why the global south is also connected to the histories of colonialism and inequality.
The lesson also mentioned the Latin America's role in shaping new global relations.
Yes, and Latin American countries became more active in trade, regional cooperation, and diplomacy.
Yeah.
Oh, countries like Brazil and Mexico. Oh,
Mexico.
Oh, I love
Mexico.
Mexico.
But I will correct it, it's Mexico.
Yeah.
Improved economically over time.
Yes, Brazil became one of the strongest economies in Latin America because of agriculture, trade, and
Industrials.
Yeah, you guys know about it.
Yes, because we are. And Latin America also promoted regionalism.
Yes, regionalism means countries in the same region cooperating with each other. I think ginawa niyo kong dictionary in this episode, guys.
Exactly. Instead of depending only on powerful countries, neighboring countries work together economically and politically.
This created a new understanding of globalization where developing nations can support each other.
Guys, did you know that Peter Katzenstein
Yeah.
also taught about how regions became important after the Cold War?
Yes, he explained that regions like Asia, Europe became central in the world politics.
And instead of focusing only on individual countries, regions now work together through trade, security, and culture.
For example, Europe has the European Union, while Asia has organizations like Association of Southeast Asian Nations, which are also known on ASEAN.
Yes. Yeah, this organization helps countries cooperate economically and politically.
Kazakhstan also believe globalization created open regions where countries are more connected to each other, and that was a good news.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes.
Asia is one of the best examples of globalization.
Yes, definitely correct. Countries like Japan, China, and South Korea became economically successful through industrialization and
Technology.
And Japan became known for innovation, electronics, and automobiles.
Yes.
While China became the world's manufacturing center.
Ooh, that was exactly. You know what? Most of the products that we're using now are made of
China! During this time,
And South Korea also became globally influential because of technology and entertainment.
like Samsung, K-pop, and Korean dramas.
Exactly, that's an example of.
Cultural globalization.
Yeah, perfect.
Southeast Asian countries also work together through Association of Southeast Asian Nations.
That's right. ASEAN promotes cooperation among countries in Southeast Asia.
Yes, it helps improve trade, tourism, education and regional peace.
For example, ASEAN countries can cooperate during natural disasters and economic crises.
That's why regionalization helps countries become stronger together.
Yes, because smaller countries can compete better globally when they.
Cooperate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But globalization also brings positive effects, you know?
Yes, like better communication and
Yes.
faster sharing of information.
Technology spread quickly across countries.
And education also became more accessible because of the internet. You know, a lot of students right now.
Yeah, even have friends across countries.
Yes.
So people can study online and communicate globally.
Yeah, it's globalization also. It also
Creates
creates
jobs.
jobs and
Yes.
improves international trade. Yeah.
After discussing everything, I realized that globalization affects almost every part of our lives.
Exactly, yes. Understanding the global south help us understand why inequality still exists
Mhm.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah.
It also shows how history, especially colonialism, shaped the economic condition of many countries today.
Yeah.
Like Latin America shows that developing countries can improve through cooperation and regionalism.
And Asian countries continue to face globalization through technology, trade, and regional organizations like Association of Southeast Asian Nations.
And globalization brings both opportunities and challenges. So countries must find balance.
Yes, at the end of the day, countries need cooperation,
Yeah.
innovation, and strong leadership to succeed in a globalized world.
Yes, and as a students understanding these issues help us become more aware and responsible global citizens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a meaningful discussion, little guys.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Same here. Thank
So-
you guys for your time. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah. This episode has
Say your.
First year, that's really an educational.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable about.
We hope that you learned something about globalization,
yeah.
And
global north,
we are delightful to share our knowledge about Asian regionalism
Mhm.
Yeah.
and globalization.
and how some organizations form just because to have a cooperation with another country or to
Yeah.
connect with each other.
And the difference I mean the global south. It's kind of a team up. It's about the
Position or nobility of the country.
yeah.
That's all?
Yes.
Alright guys, it's the end of our conversation today.